If you are making use of ropes, mattresses, brushes, or mats at home or at work, it is only fair you have a share of the multi-billion market of these things I've just mentioned. I trust you're doing good. I'm glad to be having you on my screen again today. It is the first day of April, and I'm glad to be on your screen. In my previous video, I discussed something that has to do with the the projected market value of the coconut and how you can be of benefit from this market. So in today's video, I'm just going to pick one out of the many byproducts of coconut. I'm going to be explaining the benefits, the market value, and what is projected in terms of the market value and how you can position yourself ahead of time. If you are not too busy, I would love you to get a cup of water just like I do, or a glass of wine, and stick around. Make sure you watch the video to the end, because by the end of the video, I'm going to be enlightening you in detail how you are leaving money on the table instead of positioning yourself ahead of the future. So let's go. One thing, like I said, that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is coconut husk. You know, when they harvest coconut and you have it in your hand, that raw coconut, and you just ask somebody to make use of a knife or a cutlass to open the coconut so you could have access to the main coconut. Those things you are peeling away are what is referred to as husk. To so many people, once they remove the coconut inside the husk, every other thing becomes a waste. But in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you can make a fortune from this multi-billion dollars market. Now, first thing first, what is the coconut husk used for? What are they using it for? Coconut husk is the primary source of what they call coir. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct, but that's what it is. C-O-I-R, coir. And this coir in question is the source of fiber. And what are they using fiber for? They use it to make ropes, they use it to make mats, they use it to make mattresses, they use it to make brushes. And these are products that are widely used for personal use and industrial purpose. So we are going to be looking at the market value of each of these byproducts one by one. For the ropes, as of 2026, the market value is $16.1 billion, and it is projected to hit $26.2 billion. Now, one question I expect every right thinking person to ask is, what are the drivers of the market for ropes? Ropes are used in by different people. They use rope industrially, and they use ropes for personal purpose. And these reasons are a major drivers of the market. Now, what about mats? Mats, as at today that I'm talking to you, is approximately $7 billion in value. Why by 2036, it would have the value would have gone up seriously to 13.6 billion. Then what about brushes? Brushes, the current value today is $22.5 billion. It is projected to go up higher than that. Then the most surprising one to me is mattresses. Mattresses is made from the byproduct of coconuts, and we're talking about the husk. The current value as of today is $43.4 billion, and by 2032, it would have worth $90 billion. Now, the drivers of this one is that if you go to any home, you will see mattresses there. I'm very sure you have a lot of mattresses in your home. So housing and real estate make use of mattresses. What about the hotels and hospitality? They make use of mattresses. These are businesses that exist across the world, without limitation. So these businesses make use of mattresses, and this is one of the major drivers of the market. Then what about health? I've heard on several occasions where people are advised to have quality sleep. You can't have a quality sleep unless you have access to quality mattresses. So for health purpose, it is also useful. And these are the reason the value is on the rise. Now, what about the overall market value of the coconut? Like I shared in my previous video, the overall market value of coconut is projected towards 50 billion US dollar by 2033-34. Now, the question I keep asking is not to listen to the sweet things I have to tell you, but to be proactive, to prepare yourself ahead of time so you don't just hear the good news, but you are also a part of the good news. What are we making provision for? For people like you watching this video today, so you can be a part of the good news. Now, one thing I'm sure about before I share what we make provision for is that whether we agree to this fact or disagree, you are working in a particular place right now and you are earning income. The reason you are earning that income is because you are still active. You could exchange your effort for the money they are paying you. Maybe you are still within the age of 20 to, let's say, 60. That's even too much. By the time you work to 50, one should be looking at relaxing himself and enjoy life to the fullest. That's when you relax back and watch what you have worked for over a period of years, fetching you income. So if at all you have not been making provision for that, there is a huge opportunity for you at Àdàbà Coconut Farm and Resort. It is a project 2030, and beyond. Now, if you're not working in an organization, let's assume you have a business you are running as we speak. The reason you are enjoying the smooth running from the businesses is because you are still active. You have that energy to watch how things work. You are able to monitor how the operation team is working. You are able to monitor the conduct within the organization and even what is going on in the market. Because all this will affect not only your sales, but also your revenue. What happens if you are not able to do that work actively any longer? What about you plan ahead to enjoy passive income, whereby whether or not you get involved in the conduct of the business operation, your income is coming in. Now, the offer we have for you today is Àdàbà Coconut Farm and Resort. Remember, I have just spoken about one out of many things we can derive from coconut that make it to be in high demand globally, which is the husk. I've not spoken about the water. I've not spoken about the flesh, the coconut flesh. I've not spoken about the shell, because I've just decided to talk about only the husk today. And you've heard the things they can make use of the husk for. It's the source of coir, and coir is the source of fiber. And you can imagine what they use fiber for. From the mats to brushes to mattresses to mats, which are in high demand globally without any discrimination. So how do you position yourself ahead of time so you can have access to the value of this, a share from the value of the market. Àdàbà coconut is a farming investment whereby we expect you to invest 5 million naira on an acre. And on each acre, we plant 60 coconuts. And based on findings and experience, one coconut tree can guarantee us a minimum of 200 coconuts annually. Now, when you do the investment, right, we plant and manage for a period of between 3 to 4 years. As projected, you are going to be earning returns from the 5th year. Now, if one coconut out of 60 can give you 200, so what we do is to multiply 200 coconut by 60. At the end of the day, you find out that you have 12,000 coconuts. Based on the market reality today in Nigeria, if we choose to sell raw coconut, we will sell one for a minimum of 500 and one for a maximum of, let's say, 1,000. Because if you go out there to ask how much they're selling coconut, those who retail it, they will tell you it's between 1,500 to 2,500, depending on the size. And for us, because we'll be coming up with such volume, so we can compete the price with those who will be selling at retail price. And that's why we benchmark our price to be between 500 to 600. And remember, this price is based on today's market reality. We've had a case where a bag of cement was selling for 1,500, but today you can only get a bag of cement for 12,000 plus. Nobody is moving forward the old price of cement to today's economic reality. So if we are telling you in today's market reality, we could sell one coconut for 500 to 1,000 to those who will retail it, bear it in mind that there are chances that one coconut could be selling for 2,000 to 3,000 in the future. But when that time happens, where would you be? So now you can see why the market is projected towards 50 billion. I mean, the market of coconuts is projected towards 50 billion by 2023, 33 to 34. While the mattress market alone is projected towards 90 billion US dollar by the same time. So how do you get started, right? You make a deposit of 1 million naira. Then you can spread the balance for between 3 months to 6 months. But that's not what I advise people to do, because as for me, I am that Oliver Twist. Something small, no, they do me. So what I advise people to do is to look at a situation where you invest on up to 50 acres or 100 acres. If you are investing on 100 acres, it means you will be paid 500 million to secure 100 acres. And you'll be surprised how much you stand to be earning every year for more than 50 years. So if you are investing on 50 acres, it means you'll be paid 250 million naira. And you'll be surprised how much you'll be earning every year. Now let's do the calculations together. If on 1 acre, if by the time we sell one coconut for 500, right, and we are looking at selling 12,000 coconuts, so what we are going to be looking at is 500 naira multiplied by 12,000. That will give us 6 million. That's on the average on 1 acre. Now imagine you multiply 6 million on 1 acre by 50 acre. That is 300 million on the minimum. What about we sell for 1,000 naira? That is 600 million. That's if you invest on just 50 acre with a volume of 250 million. Now, what about you invest on 100 acre? 100 acre will cost you 500 million. But if you do the calculation, 6 million on 1 acre multiplied by 100 will give you 600 million, right? By the time you multiply 1,000, that means we are talking about 1.2 billion naira as annual returns. Now, I do tell people that Africa has potential to dominate the global economy only if we can look within and work on what we are blessed with. One of those things we are blessed with in Africa is agriculture. We have rich land where we can plant varieties of agricultural products. But the problem is everybody is looking at leaving the country or crude oil or a job that is not even in existence. And those who are in existence, the income, or should I say, the salary they are paying on them are not enough for most people to cater for their family. And that is why majority of the people, as reported in one report I read some time ago, majority of the people working in America are not happy with their job. Not necessarily because they don't like the job, but because of the return they are getting. So we need to look inward and start investing on those things that can change our financial reality. Now, we have 1,000 acres at Àdàbà Coconut Farm and Resort as we speak today. But I can tell you, almost 500 acres is gone. And we were once selling at 3.7. Today, it is selling for 5 million. And the reason is not far-fetched. When we started the project, we were just selling bushes. It was not cleared yet. No coconut on site yet. We've not even started the processing of the CFO. And guess what? We've not started fencing. But I can tell you, as of today, we've done clearing that cost us a fortune. We've started transplanting on site. We've done close to 200 acres on site, transplanted. Then we commenced the processing of our CFO. You've not heard it from me anywhere. You're hearing it from me for the first time. And what again have we done? We are expanding in terms of transplanting. From next week, we are going to plant close to 5,000 coconuts again, just to fulfill our promise and to keep expanding, as we plan. And the good news, we started fencing of the site. This is what these are the things that are adding value to the site. I can tell you, before December 2026, the price would have gone up, because what drives value is value, not promises. Evidences also drive value. So if you're yet to buy, key into the limited acres we have for this current price of 5 million before it is sold out. So you don't have to buy for 7, 8 million. Now, you can gladly call the number on the screen so we can put you through a free consultation, free inspection, and reserve some acres for you. Don't be a greedy parent, and don't create an unfriendly retirement for yourself. Because if you're not planning well with the income you're earning right now, the future may be so unfriendly. Now you will think of renew your rent if you have not built a house. If you've not built a house, you will think of the healthcare of your family, right? Whether we like it or not, it will happen. What about the school fees? These are the things you can plan ahead of time. You can just invest on a couple of acres for that child you want to attend Harvard. I tell you, you won't spend one kobo from your pocket to send the boy into any school of his interest globally. Call the number on the screen. Let's get you prepared for your retirement so you can retire early, and let's get you prepared for the planning for your family so you can live a comfortable life until the end comes. I remain Dr. Kazim Yekini. Thanks for watching. I hope to be on your screen the next time to talk on another interesting byproduct from coconut. Bye for now.